What's good YouTube? It's your boy Fly Murphy back to another video. Today I just feel like I had to make a video on some things that some sharps do in general that are age and that are not good for the 2K community. And I feel like if you encounter it, then you'll be able to know how to deal with it, because like I said, they're toxic and all this other stuff. Pure sharps and pure stretch force in general. Alright, so basically we're gonna look at the screenshot. In the screenshot, obviously, since I'm a shot creating playmaker, the pure sharp is wet as clutch, and we have a stretch four, VK that king. Now, the problem with this is, I went 2 for 2. I made my shots. I had 10 rebounds. No, actually, I didn't have I had my lockdown. I had 10 rebounds, 4 points, right? The pure sharp, on the other hand, went 3 for 10. The pure stretch went 3 for 9. Now, the problem with this is, because he dropped 9 points and because the other dude dropped 9 points, what really is the case is how you play and how you play in your role. There's this thing called playing your role, right? So if your role is not scoring, as mine was not, because I was a pure lockdown defender, I'm obviously not scoring. Now, in a situation like this where the tide just turned and where we'll lose, and this pure sharp went 3 for 10, or the pure stretch 4 goes 3 for 9. You see, it's not their fault because they had 9 points. It's not their fault because they're better than you, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? That's first of all, that's false. Second of all, it is your fault, because if you were actually good at the game, you wouldn't take stupid shots. Now, I know sometimes you might miss a couple shots here and there, but going 3 for 10 does not help your case at all. Then you try and say this one play, which one play where you messed up is not your fault. And this isn't just these people. This is what all pure sharps do, because I have multiple pure sharps that are good on my friends list. But when they lose, or when it's their fault, they can't take accountability. Move on to the next screenshot. As another example, I did take the win, and I did only have 2 points, but it's about playing your role. I had a pure lockdown defender. I made my shot, I had the block, I had 5 rebounds. Now, I'm not knocking down one shot in the screenshot, because he did drop 21, but 7 for 14 is not all that good. You dropped 21 points, but you took 14 shots. Now, let's be realistic. If you're cold at the game, it shouldn't take you 14 shots. You get what I'm saying? Why are you going 50% in a park game? Like, come on, bro. Pure sharks need to step their game up. If you're gonna talk hot shit, you need to back it up. 7 for 14 is not all that good. That's just the same as going 1 for 2. The same as going 8 for 16. You know, you can't do that. And then when you lose, you blame the game on someone else just because you dropped most of the points. Now we're gonna keep going. Next screenshot. Now, as you see in this clip, sharps do stuff like this and still blame the game on you. Like, just look at this clip closely. Dumb shot, miss. Now, if you go back and listen closely, he says snatch that, grab that board, right? But if you would have waited and took a better shot, you wouldn't have to worry about him not getting the rebound. Now, right after he missed that shot, and when I end the clip, he goes off and starts screaming and starts talking about how he sucks and blah 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 because he didn't catch the rebound. But really and truly, it's his fault because he took the dumb shot. Now, I'm not calling anyone bad in this video. I'm just saying there are things that everyone can do better. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Now, if you look at this screenshot closely, mind you, I'm playing my role. I have 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 points. My teammate has 18 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and he went 6 for 13 from 3 and 6 for 15. Now, come on, bro. This adds to my case again. Just because you dropped a lot of points doesn't mean that you're efficient, and doesn't mean that you are necessarily helping out in the game. You get what I'm saying? Like, you dropped the points, but it took you 15 shots. If you would have just took smarter shots, you know what I'm saying, or take smarter shots, play better, you know what I'm saying? It's simple things that help you win the game. Now, I'm not calling in this video trash. I'm just saying that's the simple truth. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, because if you see in this screenshot, the same two sharp and stretch fours, I went 6 for 10. He went 3 for 4. You get what I'm saying? That's what happens when you go 6 for 10. That's the best. I'm not giving me out. When you go 3 for 4, you know what I'm saying? That line, you get 9 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. That's a good stat line. You know what I'm saying? But when you 3 for 10 and 3 for 3, you blame the game on someone else because you lost. Doesn't make any sense. If you take better shots, then you're gonna score most of the time, because better shots equal to better opportunities, which equal to a better scoring chance, which means you're gonna win because you outscored your opponents. Now, if you look at this screenshot, we obviously lost the game. Now, if you look at this, first you're gonna say, oh, well, he had most of the points, so it seems like he's the best on the team or whatever. Now, I did have 2 turnovers, but I unfortunately don't have the clip to show you how I lost the ball. But it was off the dump passes. Anyway, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line. They're all threes. You know you can go for 2s, right? Like, what are you doing? I know you're a pure sharp, but there's something called a 2. If you don't have the open 3, then you can obviously pass to the basket. You can drive to. There's a lot of opportunities to score. It's not only 3s. When you try to force a 3 all the time, this is what happens to your stat line. And then when you lose, you blame it on your teammates because they didn't have as much points as you. Bro, it's about playing your role. I had 4 points and 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it yourself. My dude only had 4 points. He did have 9, but his man also had 9, so it really canceled him out in this case. When you drop 9 points and your teammate drop 9 points, just think of it as your points don't count because your points are canceled out. So your points that you dropped is canceled out because your dude dropped 9. My points that I dropped got canceled out because my dude dropped 4. But the reason why we lost is centers. He dropped 3 and his dude dropped 7. That doesn't cancel out because he obviously outscored him. You gotta think, bruh. Just because you can make a shot or because your name has pure sharp or pure stretch forward, it doesn't mean you're goated. You have to play the game smart. You can't blame everyone else for your mistake. You have to open up to it. And the last thing I have to say is everyone has different play styles. When you play with different people, you have different play styles, right? When you play with one person, they might scream cross at you 50,000 times. When you play with one person, you might just sit there and push their person out the way so they can get the open shot. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has very unique and different play styles. When you try to adjust to someone's play style, it might not work at first, but you'll eventually adjust.